Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Tolhurst and welcome to another race review here on my YouTube channel Chazza Squash. Please like and subscribe my video, alert you when new videos go online. And today we're going to be talking all about the review of last weekend's British Touring Car Championship meeting at Knockhill. Obviously not the weekend just gone, the weekend before. They went to Fyth Scotland for at least the midway point of the season now. We've only got a few races to go now until the championship is finished. But this race, Knockhill, probably has to be the weekend of the season. We came back, lots of action, wet, dry races, plenty of confusion on who was going to be winning the race at one point, and a double for one driver. Yes, you know the theme of the weekend. Jake Hill, Laser Tools Racing, BMW, MB Motorsport. Jake Hill was your man for the first two races. Jake Hill won, obviously, race one because Tom Ingram finished first on the road. However, he was given a post-race disqualification after failing post-race ride height check. We also saw that from Dan Camish at Snetterton as well, which meant that Camish ended up finishing second. He would then drop to the back of the field. Ingram lost vital points in that race after Ash Sutton and Josh Cook both collided in that race as well. Which, yes, obviously you can say it was a racing incident or not. There was plenty of drama. Josh Cook and Ash Sutton colliding in that race. The Napa Racing Ford Focus tagging the back of the Honda Civic Type R of Josh Cook there. The One Motorsport Startline Racing Honda there. Just caught the back of it. And in the end, well, Sutton ended up still recovering to 6th place. But let's go through the results. It was actually both accelerates that were disqualified. There was actually quite a few drivers disqualified, in fact, as well. Daryl DeLeon, Aidan Moffat, Rory Butcher, Josh Cook was actually disqualified. Disqualified was Tom Ingram and Tom Chilton. Dan Rowbottom didn't finish. He had an awful weekend to start with. Dan Rowbottom didn't really, his car was going wrong. Josh Cook obviously retired. Rory Butcher had an issue. Aidan Moffat, I think, had a collision down the field as well. There was lots of confusion. Obviously, they crashed out of contention. Aidan Moffat and Rory Butcher both crashed out there as well. So top 10 in that race, we had Jake Hill, Andrew Watson, second place for Power Max Racing. A great result for him. Honestly, that's their best weekend probably of the season. Best result for them. What a weekend for Power Max Racing. Getting himself into second place, Andrew Watson. Doing really well. Great drive. Ricky Collard third. Stephen Jelly fourth. Ronan Pearson fifth. Some good showings, actually, from some of the rookies, I think, this year. Ronan Pearson 5th in one of the Accelerate Hondas. That was after the end. This, by the way, was taken. This standings I'm reading out was taken after the post-race. This wasn't obviously straight after the race. This race was actually the results were changed as well. This was obviously taken from the latest results. Ash Sutton was 6th. Aaron Taylor-Smith, 7th position. A good result for Aaron Taylor-Smith. A very, very strong weekend for Power Max Racing. George Gamble, 8th. Mikey Doble, again, Power Max Racing. All three cars in the top 10. That is a brilliant result for Power Max Racing. Vauxhall Astras, really strong. And Dan Lloyd completed the top 10. But Colin Turkington, only 11th. Rob Huff as well, in his first race back, 13th position. Obviously, he done World Touring cars as well, so he's used to long races. A decent showing from him as well, Rob Huff in race 1. Meanwhile, in race 2, Ash Sutton did put a challenge on Jake Hill, but Jake Hill, in the end, despite a late charge from Sutton, in the end, of course, with the Goodyear wets being changed, it was that yeah. In the end, it was a very, very interesting race. So that was race 1. Race 2, obviously, as I said, was Jake Hill beating our Sutton to the line. Stephen Jelly was 3rd. So a long way behind. Like Sutton 3/10 behind. Stephen Jelly was 11 seconds off the race winner, and obviously like 11 seconds behind Sutton. But he had a very calm race, Stephen Jelly, calm and controlled. Aaron Taylor-Smith getting his best result of the season with a P4 finish. Very, very strong race from him in that Vauxhall Astra. Dan Lloyd was 5th. That's a good result for him. Auto Bride Director Milne as well. I think that's one of the team hard runners, I think. Ricky Collard was 6th. Ronan Pearson 7th. Josh Cook 8th in that race. Andrew Watson 9th place. Again, another points finish. Very strong weekend for him. Tom Ingram managed to get from the back of the grid to P10. Obviously was in contention for reverse grid pole. George Gamble was 11th. Mikey Doble. Well, obviously Josh Cook did also start the back of the grid as well, by the way. Rob Huff 14th, Roy Butcher. So that's the points there as well. Just to let you know that Tom Ingram and Josh Cook both started outside the points. And then race 3 came and Ash Sutton made it count. He won the race. He rounded off a fantastic day by obliterating the field in race 3, winning the race. He's now 37 points clear in the Drivers' Championship as a result. Josh Cook finished 2nd to complete a brilliant turnaround on the day, despite the Honda Civic driver crashing out to see the opener, the first race. He stormed through the pack to take from 8th to 2nd, taking an impressive day. And Tom Ingram competed the podium as Ronan Pearson played team going to let his Bristol Street Motors with Accelerate teammate through on the final lap as well. Ricky Collard had a wild ride to 5th, whilst Dexter Patterson produced the race of his life as he muscled way to his first ever top 6 as well. And that was despite Aidan Moffat wrestling past the Cooper of Dan Lloyd to take 7th for George Gamble and Dan Camish rounding out the top 10 as well. There was the result: Sutton from Cook, Tom Ingram 3rd, Ronan Pearson 4th, Ricky Collard 5th, Dexter Patterson 6th, Aidan Moffat 7th, Dan Lloyd 8th, George Gamble 9th, and 10th going the way of Dan Camish in the Napa race. I have to say though, a very, very strong weekend for Ronan Pearson. I think a Scottish driver in that Accelerate car Honda. Very, very strong weekend from him. And I have to say as well, the first 2 races for the Vauxhall Astras, very, very strong. Yes, they might not have done as well in the last race with reverse grid. Like Aaron Taylor-Smith still got a point. And despite Mikey Doble still got 11th place. So they got some points in 3 races. That's good. So yes, that means Sutton does still lead the championship in the drivers' standings. As 37 points now clear of Josh Cook. Not Josh Cook, of Tom Ingram, sorry. 273. Jake Hill is now leapfrog Colin Turkington is now on 260. Colin Turkington's now 4th on 229. Dan Camish rounds up top 5 on 220. Teams Championship, meanwhile, sees Napa Racing now 525 points. So quite a way clear of Bristol Street Motors with Accelerating 2nd and Team BMW 390 in 3rd. And we go then obviously to the Jack Sears Trophy. This is for drivers that have not scored a podium. Mikey Doble has taken a huge amount of points. 308. Andrew Watson, Dex Patterson. They are the big 3 winners from the weekend, taking podiums. And crucially, obviously because Mikey Doble, I think, and Andrew Watson did get a podium, I think they won't be eligible for next year's Jack Sears Trophies. But we also have the Goodyear Wingfoot Award as well. Sutton is leading at 125 points. I think that's the fastest laps, I think. So, yeah. And of course, the next race, we are heading, of course, to Donington Park. Not on the national circuit. That was the first race. This is the third to last meeting of the season, 26th to 27th of August, is this weekend. And it will be on the full Grand Prix lap. The first time in just over 20 years we race on the full Grand Prix circuit. Of course, the first corner in question, you go down the Wheatcross straight into Redgate, followed by Hollywood, Craner Curves, Old Hairpin, McLean's, Coppice, the S's, and then of course the Melbourne Hairpin, and then Goddard's complete the lap. So, yeah, this circuit, 12 corners, longer than the normal track, be an interesting race. Thank you so much for listening to the latest episode here, and the latest video on this BTCC updates. I'll have another update for you once the BTCC finish racing from Donington Park. That'll be dropping in around a week or so stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening, everyone. Take care and good night.